Look at all those little sandflies. Little bastards. Ooh. Get the flies back out. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. I'm drinking Grant Baker's No Going Back Black IPA. This was the beer that I started to drink last Wednesday, but it was undercarbonated, so I put my little carbonation cap on the bottle and gave it a shoot of CO2 as to fix the bottle leak, and it's come out rather nice. So I've had a sneak taste of it already. So I like to do beer reviews online pretty fast. Not take up all your time about while I drink beer. There's a lot of malt character in there, and there's a little I wouldn't say earthy character, but it's a little bit like bark, just a slight aroma or a slight taste of bark. It's not unpleasant. It's not unpleasant at all. Retaining its head quite nicely, and it's got some nice lacing on there. Colour is brilliant. Love that colour. What more could you want out of a black IPA? It's black. And looking in it, oh, can I shine some light through this? No. Black is black is black. The body is pretty good. It's a bit better than my one. I quite like the body on this over mine. You can't taste the alcohol. It's interesting. It's 7.4%, which is brings me to another thing. I saw Harry and Brewmaster Ben were doing some of our SJ Pour reviews, and they noticed that a lot of our beers were around 7%, 8% as well. And they were starting to get quite merry because they were lining them all up and doing them in one hit. And he was curious about, do we often have 7% beers? Well, excuse me, I do. I think everybody does. Isn't that the norm now of craft beer drinking? Now the aroma has died down quite a bit in this beer, and I suspect that is just because of its age, because it has, the competition's been and gone. You still pick up a little bit of the hop aroma in there. So there was Amarillo, Mosaic and Rewalker hops in there. Let's see if I can get a big whiff. Yeah, I think the main thing that I'm pulling out is just the maltiness. So the malt is overpowering just the hops that are coming out there. But yeah, it's very good. But it's very nice. Thank you very much, Grant. I will let this warm up a little bit. Alrighty, the Hut Brewer Group, which is a group here in Wellington of brewers. Well, it's not of cheesemakers, is it? It was time for a competition. It's time for a challenge. So we've been having a little chat on Facebook about the type of challenge that we could do. And first off, we said, let's do a brew competition. What style of beer should we do? And the style range came out as 17. So everybody wants to do a sour beer. Well, that's great. Let's do a sour beer. We'll hold the competition in, what, a year and a half when the beers are ready? So, good idea. Let's do it. Let's actually do a sour beer competition. So you can pick anything out of the BJCP range within 17 for sour beers, like lambics, creeks and all that kind of stuff. But let's do a taste test of it every 3 months for the next year. And then we'll award a winner of it at every quarter tasting, the best beer that's aged so far in the 3 month period. And add all those votes up until we get all the way to the end after a year and see whose beers matured the best. So that's what we're going to do with the Sour Beer Challenge. However, we haven't started that one yet. We wanted something that we could do and get done a little bit faster. So we've come up with another idea, and it's a smash off. So basically what we're doing is, along the guidelines of SJ Pour, we're setting a grain bill, we're setting a yeast, and we're setting a style. The style is American Pale Ale. The yeast is Mangrove Jack M44 West Coast IPA, and the grain is Gladfield Pale Male, and the grain is Gladfield Pale Malt. So Pale Ale malt, and it's 6 kg of it. So we've got a pretty tight recipe guideline. You can't add any more grains to it. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. Also 100 grams of hops. Now with hops, you can do whatever kind of hop scheduling you like. Put all 100 grams right at the beginning and boil for 90 minutes. Or split them out and do a continuous hop over a 60-minute boil. Or 50-50, dry hopping, you name it, whatever you want to do, but you're limited to 100 grams of hops. Now the trick that we've done with this, with a little quirky thing, is that everybody's going to get a bottle and we're just going to do a big swap with the beers at the end. So the hops that you use are going to be randomly picked. So once we have our numbers, our final numbers for the people that are going to be doing this competition, so far we've got over a dozen brewers that want to do it in Wellington. Next Monday we're going to close off the entries, and we're going to work out how many people, and we're going to select that number of hop varieties, and we're going to randomly draw a hop variety for each brewer. And then they're going to get that hop and they're going to brew a beer. So it may be a high alpha hop, it may be a bittering hop, it may be an aroma hop, it may be a low alpha hop, who knows. But that's the hop that you're going to be randomly picked, and that's the hop that you've got to brew your smash beer with. Now the great thing out of this, because it's a swap, everybody gets to taste what those hops do. Let's say if we've got, looks like we might have 15 people do the brew, you're going to have 15 different hops to try in the same base beer. So effectively you've got 15 smash beers, all with the same base malt that you can try. So it's a nice learning challenge that we can do. Everybody gets to see what those hops taste like. And there's also going to be a winner, because we'll vote on the best beer. All those votes will be collated, and the top winner will win a prize. But also, we're going to have another prize for the best brewhouse efficiency. Excuse the hoon on the motorbike, if you heard that. The best brewhouse efficiency. So this one's going to be a little bit difficult to judge, or difficult to monitor. So what we need, from the brewer, they're going to take a photo of the original gravity as their proof. And they're going to give us a 10 mil sample of the pre-boiled wort, and write on it what their volume was. From that, we're going to calculate what their brewhouse efficiency is for their mash. And there's going to be a prize for the person that has the best brewhouse mash efficiency. That'll be fun, won't it? So anyway, Grant, that's wonderful. It's getting better as it warms up. I might take up on that offer and get another bottle of it. Anyway, that's the competition, or the challenge that we have running at the moment. So anybody that's watching this that's in Wellington, that isn't part of the Hut Brewer Club, jump on to Facebook/groups/Hut Brewer and check it out. The link will be down in the comments down the bottom anyway for you to go and have a look at. And if you want to jump in and do it, do it. We're going to get with. I've got some special deals for the ingredients from All Grain Brewing and also Balin's Brewing. So all that detail will get up there. We'll get up on the Facebook page. Jump on, register, say that you want to do it, and have some fun. Let's see how many smash beers that we can pump out with these different hops. Pity the fool that gets the 3% alpha. We might take the 3% alpha out if there's enough hops to go around that have got actually a little bit of alpha acid in it. Okay. I was doing some changes, wasn't I? Here they are. Alrighty. I have redone my plumbing. I have put my little 12 volt pump in. Hasn't been wired up yet, but it's in. And everything is watertight. I've run a couple of wet tests just to make sure that all the water flows nicely. So now I have a way of pulling water out and around here and around this way. It comes around the back and it comes out and it comes in here. So it's just added me a little bit more versatility. So my next job will be just to wire it up. There is a spare pump switch right there, ready to take its power. And I'll get a little casing to go over that so that any splashes don't go in those little holes. So I don't want the pump to blow up. But yeah, it seems to be an effective little system. It doesn't leak anywhere. Made a couple of other little changes. I put some quick releases on. I've noticed I had a triclover there and I had a triclover over there, and these were the two main pipes that I had to keep on changing. So I just wanted to simplify it down and just put some quick releases on there. So they're on there. This valve, I've got a new valve, another one like this three-way valve coming in, just to reduce the size of that, because this one's quite bulky, takes up a bit of room. And yeah. What else has been happening? Wasn't there something else that I did? Oh, I've got a kit. Look at this. I've got a Homebrew kit from Brew Firm, so I'm going to give that a crack. I haven't done a kit in ages, actually. I tell a lie, I did a kit on Sunday. I did a brewing demonstration down at Brew Zealand, which is a homebrew store in Petone, close to where I work. I went down there and did a steeping, or sort of partial steeping, partial brew in the bag sort of demo to a whole lot of kit and kilo people, and a couple of people that had never brewed beer before. I know, shocking, eh? People that haven't brewed beer. So I showed them how they can start to add grains into their kits in a way to sort of sex them up a little bit and get them into the brew in a bag scenario and start experimenting with their own recipes. So that was fun. We quickly put together a pale ale, and yeah, it worked out really well. So I'm looking forward to tasting that beer in what, about a month? 3 weeks? About a month? Yeah, about a month. I should be able to get a taste of that beer and see what it's like. What else? Oh yeah, I've got something. You might see it reflecting in the glass. No, you can't see it. I last week I had to shoot out and pick up something. I've got a new addition to the brew house, and here she be. Ba-ba! So I've picked myself up a 50 litre stainless steel conical fermentor. So here we go, brand spanking new, straight off the boat. Hello in there. So, there be my new fermenting vessel. So here's the out for the beer, and here's the out for the yeast tube at the bottom. So, great stuff. I'm looking forward to getting this up and running. At the moment though, I have fridge, freezer, fridge, and another fridge in the garage. They're all the wrong size. So I'm currently sourcing a commercial fridge or some other method of keeping this temperature controlled, even though it is cold in here at the moment. Look at that, it's only 11 degrees. You've got to have temperature control if you're going to brew beer. How else can you control the temperature and have perfect beer? So, can't just leave it up to the will of nature to hope that outside stays the right temperature. So there she be. That's my new addition to the brew house. So happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Have yourself another one.